First off, I want to give all praises and glory to the Most High Yahawah in the name of His only begotten Son YAHAWASHI, in the name of the Holy Spirit. In Hebrew, it's called Halal Yahawah Bahashem YAHAWASHI Bahashem Rahach Kodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS who taught me this truth. Salutations to all the brothers out there that's teaching this word in truth and sincerity, and peace, blessings, and healings on to the elect, because that's why we do these videos. And today I want to talk about this. It says NATO's space policy outlines readiness to jointly respond to attacks in space. Okay, this is prophecy. Okay, this is prophecy, straight prophecy. Okay, and then I'm gonna read a little bit of this article, and then I'm gonna get some scriptures. But I want to get a little bit of scriptures right now. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that these people are gonna try to fight the Lord when He returns. Okay, it's going to be likened to an alien invasion. Okay, this is Revelations 1 and 3. It says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So we're at that time, man. When you see stories like this, you know, people who's in the know why. So we just try to break it down to the peoples, plain and simple, man. You know what I'm saying? This is Revelations 19 and 10. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi, worship God, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, so let's read a little bit of these, let's read a little bit of this article, and then I'm going to get straight into the scriptures about why these people are doing this and not telling the people. Okay? They know why. They got Hubble telescopes. They got other telescopes. They see what's happening in space. They see who's around. Okay? They know what it is. We know what it is. Okay? It says NATO made public its official overarching space policy this week, outlining how it would protect its members from space attacks, citing threats from potential adversaries. It says the U.S.-led alliance said its collective defensive principles will extend to outer space in response to developments made at last year's Brussels summit. It says at the 2021 Brussels summit, allies agreed that attacks to, from, or within space present a clear challenge to the security of the alliance, the impact of which could threaten national and Euro-Atlantic prosperity, security, and stability, and could be as harmful to modern societies and as a conventional attack. Such attacks could lead to the invocation of Article 5. A decision as to when such attacks would lead to the invocation of Article 5 will be taken by the North Atlantic Council on a case-by-case basis, the document states. Okay, so they're basically getting ready, okay, for this, for an enemy in space. You know what I'm saying? And I want to play a video. This brother had a video. So like I said, these people have always been getting ready for the return of the Lord. Okay, because they know what He's going to do. He's going to take them down. America, NATO, and the EU, and then the rest of the world's governments. He's going to take them down, man, by force. It's not going to be nice. That's why it says in the scriptures, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, because it's only light for a few people. The rest, He's going to take them down. Now, this is a president. What's this dude's name? Ronald Reagan. This is what he said.
But I've often wondered, what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular threat?
And that's a fact, man. That's what they're gonna do, man. They're gonna try to fight Yahawashi, man. And it says that in the scriptures that when Yahawashi returns, it's gonna be near the end of World War III, when Russia nukes America. Then Yahawashi is gonna come and save His people out of that destruction, and then the rest of the world's gonna stop fighting, and then they're gonna try to fight the Lord. You know. So let's read a little bit more of this. It says Article 5 of NATO's founding treaty states that an attack of any of the 30 allies will be considered an attack on them all. So when YAHAWASHI comes, everybody's going to get together. It ain't going to be no more NATO, EU, and America, Russia, China. They all going to have to. They all going to come together for this and lose. They all going to lose. And then YAHAWASHI is going to set up the kingdom of heaven on earth. Okay, but the world as you know it, everybody that's in power right now is going to lose to YAHAWASHI. Okay, so I don't need to read no more of this. Just to get something. That's why they got a space force now, man. Right? That's why they got a space force. Space force. You know. They lie to the people, but we know what's going on. We know why they doing this. You know what I'm saying? So let's get straight to the scriptures, man. This is Revelations 12 and 7. It says, "And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." This is talking about, when Yahushua returns, it's going to be all out war, man. Okay? And prevailed not, so the world didn't win. They're not going to win. You can't fight against that, man. With jets, tanks, they got AI now. You know what I'm saying? Laser weapons, probably. That's still nothing to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. Yahushua is, he, especially when he returns, he's coming back in his angelic form. You know what I'm saying? He can control all elements. It's just he's like Dr. Manhattan on steroids, man. There ain't nothing you gonna be able to do. It says, "Neither was there place found any more in heaven, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan." And why does it say called the devil and Satan? Because devil is just a group of people on the earth, a lineage, Esau, Edom, and Satan, because they work together, which deceiveth the whole world. Okay, which deceiveth the whole world. Who deceived the whole world after the Renaissance? America, NATO, and the EU. It says he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. This is not talking about the fallen angels. This is talking about their military. Okay, because the angels are Yahushua's military. So you know the devil's military is the military you see right now. It says and his angels were cast out with him. Um, so let's move on. Let's go to Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, "The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks." And this is talking about Edom. Okay, and what does it say in Isaiah 63? It talks about Yahushua's return, but what does it say? Who does it say he's coming to destroy? God's vengeance on the nations, but listen who it names. This is Isaiah 63 and 1. "Who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Basra, that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength? I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Where art thou red in that apparel, thy garments like that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury." This is talking about America, Russia, China, basically the whole world, man. Australia, Canada, everybody gonna get it. It says, "And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all of my raiment." Okay, because what does it say in Isaiah 66? Okay, "The slain of the Lord shall be many, man. The slain of the Lord shall be many." He ain't gonna be playing no games when he return. This is why they are preparing. Okay, it says Isaiah 66 and 16, "For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh Shemeshah plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh Shemeshah shall be many." Okay, it says, "For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come." Who's coming to redeem? Yahweh is coming to redeem. Okay, so it says, "The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, that dwellest in the clefts of thy rock." whose habitation is high. They got skyscrapers. Okay, who's safe in his heart? Who shall bring me down to the ground? You know, the inward thought of the white man is that his rulership will last forever. You know, that's being proud. You know, they don't think they're going to go down. That's why it says that part of thy heart have deceived thee. This is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, like Canada, America was named after Americanus. Africa was named after Africanus or whatever. You can look that stuff up yourself, but they named the lands after their own names. This is talking about the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. And when it says Yahushua is coming to return, he's coming to destroy Esau, Edom. Who is this that coming from Edom? Okay. So going back, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, they exalt themselves as the eagle. Who exalts themselves as the eagle? Plain and simple, right? Plain and simple. Who exalts himself as the eagle? Esau, Edom. Edom, America, Rome, Nazi. Okay. It's the so-called white man. They exalt themselves as the eagle, and they always have. That's why on the dollar bill, they got the eagle. Okay. They got the eagle on the dollar bill. Okay. And what did it say? Those that dwell in the cliffs of the rock. Mount Seir, that's where the so-called white man's from. He's from Mount Seir. You know what I'm saying? And then look at the buildings that when he that's why we call them cave dwellers. That's why other races call them cave dwellers because they dwelled in the caves in Mount Seir. And then when they got the first area they ruled was Greece, and then Rome on down. So going back, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, they set their nest among the stars. Okay, that's why there's going to be a war in heaven. This will I bring them down, saith Yahweh Shemashai. Okay, so let's read an account in Second Ezra chapter 13 because it goes into it in detail. Okay, it says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that had moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled when they were seen under him. This is talking about Yahushua when he enters the atmosphere, man. Everybody gonna be scared. And whosoever and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, they all burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. That's the same thing that Ronald Reagan said, right? He said if there's an enemy of space, we would all come together. You know what I'm saying? So they know about this. Okay? It says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. So when Yahushua returns, he's coming back in something like this. Okay? He graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. He's coming back on the fathership, man. Okay? Uh, 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 his personal UFO, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, and after this, uh, but I would have seen the region or place where without the hill was graven, and I could not. So when Esdras was having this dream about Yahushua's return, Yahweh Shemashai basically gave him a vision, and he was on the earth during this day, and he looked up in the air when Yahushua returned, and he couldn't see the ends of his ship. That's how big it was. Okay, so just wrap your head around that. You look up into the sky, you see all blue. Imagine all the blue is you can't see no blue. That's how big his ship is, right? It says and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet does fight. So they're going to fight, but they're going to lose. That's what it says in Revelations 12. And prevail not. They're not going to prevail, right? It says and lo, and he saw the violence of the multitude that came. He neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flame of breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. So he shot some beam out of his UFO and destroyed the rest of the armies. It says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flame of breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So